next one. What does still figuring out means in the online dating account profile question of what someone is looking for? To be honest, I am confused. I have been using mostly Bumble and Hinge the entire time. I have been using online dating, usually on Hinge, and I would see long-term partner or short-term or marriage, stuff like that. On Bumble, it's kind of similar. But then I decided to download and try Tinder, and what's so strange to me is way too many profiles are still figuring out about what they are looking for. How can I possibly take someone seriously that doesn't know what they want? I want to know if someone just wants to hook up or if they're looking for a relationship. To me, the still figuring out means they want both. A little hookup and also a relationship. If the one they are hooking up with is awesome. Why do you say it like that? Personally, I am okay with hooking up, but I can't even take a woman seriously if her intentions aren't clear. She will only be on my mind for hooking up and nothing else. What does still figuring out mean to you guys? Maybe I'm completely misunderstanding. Still figuring out means they don't know what they want. Which I said in another episode that you know what you want, you just gotta be intentional with that. You know if you want a relationship, but you were looking for the right person to come along. Like, that's completely fine. You know you want to just hook up, then that's completely fine. Still figuring it out is a way to say that, like, I'm looking for something casual. If I find a partner that I went on a date with, matched with them, had a good conversation with them, and felt like we had a good connection, I'll be down to take a serious relationship with that. But at the same time, I'm still dating around. I'm not locking myself into one person. That's what still figuring it out means. And pretty much it's just a way to say they want to be casual without legit saying I want to be casual. I don't think Tinder says short term, but then short term could be like, hey, I'm only here for a while. We hit it off and have a good relationship. I'm looking, it could be a long term thing. Still figuring it out means they just had a guy on there. They try to figure out they want to be in a serious relationship, a casual relationship. They just want to hook up. They don't want to hook up. But I wouldn't even look at that and look like, oh, that's what they say, so I'm gonna hold them to that. No. Because people on the dating apps say they want a long-term relationship, and they will hold themselves and they put themselves on that, and then you go on a date with them 2 or 3 days, and they end up like, yeah, I kind of just I'm not really know what I want here. I'm gonna go move on, or they hook up with you and then just dip. So don't hold somebody to what their profile is saying as far as what they're looking for, because it's not always true. It's going to be different from each individual person. One person might say they were looking for something casual or something, still figuring it out, met this person, and then like, you know what, I'm putting my cards in and I'm about to go ahead and date this person, for real, and see what they're about. And another person who's saying like, I'm looking for long term, could turn around and say 2 days in, yeah, I know we hook up and everything, but I'm not looking for a long term with you. And they won't say I'm looking for a long term with you. They might just ghost you or just disappear. So I wouldn't look at that and be like, oh, this is the end all be all. If you think somebody's cute, you think somebody's profile is attractive, and you think they have a good bio, match with them. And then start talking to them, and then take them on a date and see what they're about. The profile is not all. I don't know, I'm getting frustrated right now. The profile is not set in stone. You have to get them on a date, because somebody can lie behind their profile screen. They can tell you completely one thing and do completely opposite in person. So you have to get them on the date to learn what they're about, to learn what they're going to. Now, you can completely say, skip it. I'm going to swipe left on everybody who's still figuring it out. That's fine. The thing is, you might miss out on a good potential partner who that person trying to figure out, come to find out, could have been the person that your life partner. So I wouldn't put too much stock in that. Like, I've met girls who said they was legit looking for a long-term relationship, and they end up saying like, you know what, ghost me at the date 1. So like, it happens. I wouldn't put too much stock in that. Like, what are they looking for a long-term partner? Yeah, long-term, not with you. They'll still figure it out. They'll still figure it out not with you. So just go ahead. And matter of fact, if you look at still figuring it out, I'll probably take that a little more honestly than somebody who said they were looking for a long-term or short-term relationship and then turn around and do the complete opposite. So it's a casual scapegoat, like, to be honest. Still figuring it out. So you can swipe right on them, you can swipe left on you. It's about what your intentions are. Are you looking out there to go out and have, to find a partner and find a serious relationship and sit there and talk to somebody, but you're not gonna learn from that just from looking at their profile. One person's profile can be one thing, who they actually are is completely different. So, yeah, get them on a date and then figure it out. Versus look at their profiles, love swiping like, oh, they want casual. Like, just because they say they're still figuring out could mean they want casual. Could mean they want something serious. They just don't know what partner is gonna be yet. So there you go. Next one. How do I, female 22, fix the lack of intimacy in my relationship with my boyfriend, male 27? I have been dating my boyfriend for a year and a half now, and we've had issues for several months, if not most of our relationship, where we have sex for maybe 2 or 3 days in a row and then go for long dry periods of nothing. I'm always the one initiating it and sometimes getting shut down of him saying he's too tired. I have communicated multiple times how this hurts me and how I need him to start making an effort to keep our sex life alive, which again will only part a few days before he falls back into the cycle. I don't know what to do. I try asking him if he's possibly questioning his sexuality. But he always denies, and he says he's straight and into me, but his actions don't seem like it at all. He calls me beautiful, pretty, and sexy, but I don't understand why he never seems to be in the mood. Any advice? Okay. And conversation got turned off on this. Okay. Ladies, here's some advice. The first thing you should do when you're dating a guy who's all of a sudden goes from, having sex all the time to not having sex all the time, don't call out their sexuality. Like that's I don't know. To me, that never solves anything. And you question somebody's sexuality because they just don't want to have sex with you. That's not cool. Don't do that, because I don't know. It doesn't seem like it doesn't have anything to do with the situation. It just seems like, oh well, maybe he's gay, so don't do that. Because a guy, if he's bisexual or he's gay or straight, if he's turned on and he's hooking up with you, he wants to be he's gonna have a good time hooking up with you. Put it that way. I wouldn't even say, oh, he's gay, so that's why we're not having sex. No, you say you have sex 2 or 3 days in a row, and then also you guys fall into a pattern. My question I'll look for here, and one, let him know like you did. Hey, babe, I really love it when you initiate sex. I really love that. It makes you feel, over the moon. It makes you feel so good when you do that. I really appreciate that. It affects my love meter when you're able to, initiate sex. And I just love the fact you did. It turns me on so much. Let him know how that makes you feel. And then from there, I wouldn't go from attacking his character. I wouldn't go for attacking his sexuality. I wouldn't go to attacking something else. If he says he's tired, let's look into what could be affecting his tiredness. What could it be? Could it be he's working long hours of work? Could it be that he's, doing other things that's taking away his energy from having sex? Another thing, have him speak to a doctor, have him speak to a therapist and see, okay, what's going on here? All right, what's going on? How come you're tired all the time? What's going on? There's things you can do before you get to the point of, accusing of his sexuality. And he still call you beautiful, he still call you pretty, he still call you sexy. He's still into you, he's still physically attracted to you. For some reason, you guys just not having sex enough. And also, you could ask, what's his ideal of sex? What's his ideal timeline of sex? As far as love going and intimacy goes, where does sex falls on that for him? Is it low or is it high? Does his sex drive when it comes to sex and his yearning for sex, is it high or low? If it's low, then you guys just have two different views on sex, and how one person okay, I'm always high, ready to go, and he's low, and maybe they can match in the middle. But maybe you guys are not at that point. And you said this guy's been dating for a year and a half now. Okay. I would have him go speak to the doctor, hey, have you tried checking with the doctor to see why you're so tired all the time? And see if he's down with that. If he doesn't want to do that, then I would ask, hey, maybe go speak to a therapist and see, if sexual intimacy is an issue, or let's go to a couple of therapies and figure out how come we don't want to have sex as much and see what we can do to reinvigorate our sex life. Is it because you guys are not going on dates? Is it because you guys are sitting at home all the time? There's other things you guys can look into to see why you guys are not having, that sexual intimacy that you guys once were. a year and a half, the honeymoon phase could be ending for you guys. How do you guys keep that relationship reinvigorating and keep going? So those are things you can look at here. And then last but not least, you're already dating. You're not husband and wife yet. You're not married. You can really say, you know what, this relationship has been fun, but it's not for me. You can try all these things, and I would say do that first. And those things don't work. It's like, this relationship is not for me. I'm going to take a step back. I love you. I had a great time with you, but I definitely need somebody who's more sexually active, and that's okay. Like, it's not a you problem, it's a me problem. And for me, I just need somebody who's a little more sexually active. And that's the route you can go in the relationship. So my questions, or my answers to you, was: 1, do not cause my sexuality just because they're not having the same sex drive as you. 2, go speak to a doctor if you say he's tired all the time. And 3, go to couples therapy to figure out how to reinvigorate your guys' sex life and make it consistent and do things. 4, go on dates and date each other again. Then 5, if that doesn't work, end it. It's okay to be like, hey, we had a good run, but we're gonna call it a quit. Thank you for watching this episode of Nerdy Dating. I really appreciate it. If there's another episode you want to watch, you can look at it right there. If you want to subscribe to the page and watch more content, it's down here. Also, you have a question about dating, you want to put it in the comment section, go ahead and do it. Or you can send me your dating question to my email of alizakkanerdydating@gmail.com. That's alizakkanerdydating@gmail.com. And I will answer your question on the next episode of Nerdy Dating. Thank you so much for watching the show. I appreciate you, and keep being awesome.